Good morning, my dear children. This is P. Vasantakumar, social teacher from DAV High School, SDSTPS, AP Genco, Naltur. Welcome to the chapter Production and Employment, Part 4. In the earlier class, we learned define production and employment, describe the three sectors of employment, explain GDP in detail. Learning objectives of this part. By the end of the chapter, you will be able to describe about the process involved in the estimated of GDP. Now let us learn how do we estimate GDP. The activities of the three economic sectors, that is primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector, produce a large number of goods and services. The economic status of a nation depends on how much goods and services are produced and on how many people work in each sector. Evaluation of the economic sectors is essential to determine the economic status of a nation. With so many thousands of goods and services produced, you might think this is an impossible task. Not only would the task be enormous, you might also wonder how we can add up cars, computers, mobile phone service, baskets and pots. It won't make sense. What is GDP and how do we count the various goods and services? In the previous class, we learned what is GDP. Now recap. GDP is a monetary measure of the market value of all final goods and services produced in a period. Sum of primary sector plus secondary sector plus tertiary sector. The whole we call the GDP. Second point, economists suggest that the values of goods and services should be used rather than adding up the actual numbers. Not every good or service that is produced and sold needs to be counted. Include only final goods and services. Let us learn how do we count the various goods and services and know the total production in each sector. For example, if 10,000 kilograms of paddy are sold 25 rupees per kilogram, then the total value of paddy will be 2,50,000 rupees. Next, here 5,000 coconuts were produced. Each the coconut cost is 10 rupees. Then the value of coconut will be 50,000 rupees. Precautions. Not every good and service produced is to be counted. We need to look and count only the final goods and services. Take for instance a farmer who sells paddy to rice mill for 25 rupees per kilogram. Then he sells 100 kilograms of paddy. Let us assume that he did not have to buy any seeds. The total value of paddy produced by him is 2,500 rupees. Here, rice mill owner bought paddy from farmer 2,500 rupees. Then the rice mill takes out rice and husk. Then he sells 80 kilograms of rice to the hotelier for 40 rupees per kilogram and 20 kilograms of husk at 20 rupees per kilogram. Now, the total value of goods produced by the rice miller is 80 into 40 plus 20 into 20 is equal to 3,600 rupees. Next, a hotelier bought rice and husk from the rice miller, that is 3,600 rupees. The hotelier makes idli and dosa from rice and husk is used as fuel by him. The hotel owner, by using rice and husk, makes out 5,000 rupees from the sale of idli and dosa. The total value of goods produced by hotelier amounts to 5,000 rupees. Thus, the value of the final goods already includes the value of all the intermediate goods that are utilized in the making of the final good. Children, this session has completed. Next session we will continue this part 3. Thank you.